You've reached Three Quarts Tarot. Hey, Collective, you've reached Kelly at Three Quarts Tarot. This is my very first tarot reading for the year of 2024. I hope you all had a fabulous celebration for this new year. I have to admit that I had a wonderful time, although it didn't involve being out and about in the crowd or in the community. I did have the luxury of ordering in food from my favorite restaurant. And I did have an incident where I stubbed my toe along the way, but you know what? I just got back up and went back into my apartment and enjoyed the evening nevertheless. And I have to admit, such is life, Collective. Whenever we find ourselves not so much as stubbing a toe, but sometimes things become much more serious, that's when we need to get right back up and dust ourselves off and continue to persevere. So I hope you've enjoyed your day, and let's continue with the reading. Tonight's question will deal with: what does January of 2024 have in store for you and I as the collective? This is a general reading, as always, so please take what is yours and leave the rest. So the reading begins right now. So, Spirit, what does January of 2024 have in store for the collective? Spirit, what does January of 2024 have in store for the collective and I? Please and thank you, Spirit. What does January? So the first card of the reading in 2024 begins and opens with the Queen of Wands. For those that are familiar with the tarot, the Queen of Wands deals with making intelligent and wise decisions. And the Queen of Wands traditionally is someone who is quite intelligent, quite confident, as you could see with the yellow that the Queen is wearing, that of course deals with the solar plexus area of the human body and the chakra system, and that deals with confidence. It deals with happiness. It also deals with making sound and wise decisions. And in the tarot card, the Queen is holding a staff in her right hand. And at the bottom, you can even see the black cat that sits at her feet. So this person in the tarot is also quite intuitive, as you can see by that sign with the cat there, because they deal with a sense of intuition metaphysically. So for January, you and I as a collective can expect to not only add new and positive things in our lives, but with the Queen of Wands, as she's holding her staff, she's also wearing a crown of gold, and that being very close to the top of her head where the crown chakra is in the human body, in the chakra system. She's definitely keeping her life close to spirit and getting her direction straight from the divine. So you and I can take notes from this Queen of Wands and follow in that direction as well. And once we tap into the direction of the divine, that's where we're going to find new avenues opening up for us in January, and also expect, according to Spirit, to find some surprises along the way. Judging from the card of the Queen of Wands, the surprises by and large will be mostly of a positive nature, so there's no need to be alarmed or to worry. And as I was mentioning earlier, when we do run into an obstacle, we need to first of all, go within and ask for direction from Spirit, because once we do that, we'll know exactly how to proceed, no matter whether we find a challenge in our lives that seems initially very difficult to overcome, or if there's something that's more worthy of a celebration in our lives. Either way, Spirit gives us the tools that we need by going within to face all of these areas of our lives in victory. I just love this card when it shows up in any reading. So I'll put this right here. And I just wanted to share something personal with you tonight. I felt led of Spirit to include another element in my readings for 2024. And I do, in my own personal meeting times with the universe and with Spirit, something called Ask the Morning Star. And you may notice that I have right now a bowl or star-shaped bowl of letters from the American alphabet. So in my own devotions to Spirit, I simply mix up the letters. And Spirit has been so kind as to give me insight into my upcoming day by simply picking one of the letters from this particular bowl. So I just feel very fortunate, and I felt led to share this in the reading this morning. So bear with me as I just consult with Spirit over the bowl. Spirit, I pray you'll guide this segment with your guiding and your light, and that you will be the star that I and the collective follow as to the message that comes forth this morning. Thank you, Spirit. So now I'm mixing the letters. So Spirit, what message or letter will you want me to draw for I and the collective? What message do you have for us this morning? Interesting enough, the letter K is shown here. Not only is that my namesake's first name being Kelly, but I'm getting an indication from Spirit that hopefully you can make this out in the camera. I'm trying to hold it as closely to the camera as possible. But the letter K that I'm holding up right now, Spirit is giving the indication that kindness is key to facing the day. And I know with myself, kindness is something that I try to use in many of all the interactions that I'm able to as much as possible. We being human, being spiritual beings, having a human experience. Sometimes it's a bit more of a challenge than others, but nevertheless, Spirit calls us as the collective to display kindness whenever possible. And what I'm getting from Spirit is not only to start your day today with kindness, not only to those that you meet throughout the day, but to start the day by showing kindness to yourself. And just as I showed kindness to myself by committing to myself with pampering myself with some of my favorite things, and also being certain that I do things like taking spiritual baths and lighting candles and whatever is in your own daily routine that allows you to replenish yourself in your life. Start your day with that first, because Spirit does not want us to give from an empty vessel or an empty well. Because if we start out that way, then we will not only be depleted for being unable to give to others, but when there's nothing left for ourselves, that means we have nothing left that we could give that will remain of value outside of that. So always start with yourself first. And then the K in kindness is something that is a lifelong practice that we need to do. And once we start with ourselves, it'll be a much more organic and natural thing that we do, not only for the rest of the day or the month, but even throughout the year of 2024. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Collective, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you on my next video. So thank you for tuning in, and take care. Blessings.